Some of the hidden emotional costs of divorce are related to your extended family and potentially the loss of that extended family. There are so many times where I see a couple and maybe, one of the couple's parents have been so involved and they really love the family. They spend a lot of time with them. But then when the divorce starts, that family feels almost like they're betraying their child if they maintain a relationship with the other parent. And it is so sad to see some of those losses because they have been, sometimes these people have been married for 20 years and then they're going to lose that in-law that they have looked to for years. And so I think that it is something to think about when you're going through divorce and making sure you are not the one trying to get people to align with you and thus abandon the other person. It's not great for the family at all. And I mean, everybody needs a great support system during divorce. And there are ways for people to love on you, support you, and not be taking sides. Going through a divorce process, not only is it kind of traumatic, emotionally, and you're dealing with all kinds of things, it is logistically kind of like a part-time job at times. I mean, there are times like if we're in a temporary motion place, let's say, and we're trying to get the court to determine, where the kids are living very immediately, what the finances are, we might be reaching out to a client to get a declaration done, to gather evidence, to do these things. And I mean, you're maybe trying to work and all of a sudden, we're like, okay, we need this declaration signed. We need this reviewed. We need this evidence. These are things you want to think about. And I think it's important, depending on the type of job you have, that if you have the kind of job, like let's say you're a nurse and you're like on duty, 8 hours. And I mean, you can't be answering emails and doing things. You want to tell your legal team that you are not available in the day to do these things so that they are planning proactively to make sure they're getting you what they need to get you early enough so that you can do the revisions, the edits, getting the information you need. So communicating well with your attorney about your availability, I would say, is very important. There are many long-term financial impacts of divorce. I mean, so many, I wouldn't be able to say them all here, but there are some things, one, just the cost of divorce is, going to have a financial impact. Two, there are some bigger long-term issues around things like if you're deciding to sell your home. When you sell your home at the time of divorce, you two are splitting those things, whether it's you're splitting the real estate fees, maybe you're splitting staging fees. That looks one way versus if you decide to keep the home, maybe yourself, and then you're going to sell it later, then that cost of sale is now on you. There's also just random issues around maybe you're looking at applying for financial aid. You have a child who's coming up on college. Knowing what year the colleges look to determine that initial financial aid result is really important. It could make a decision for you about when you're going to file for divorce. It might make sense to file for divorce early enough so that if you're in a one working family and that child is looking at your home, maybe applying for financial aid at that point makes good sense. Whereas in other cases, it might not make good sense. So understanding all the different things and how they play together, I really recommend going to a certified divorce financial analyst to help you walk through some of those things. I mean, Social Security later in life is another thing. Determining whether you should get remarried, that can impact whether and how much Social Security you're going to get at some point. These are all financial implications, and understanding how they all play together is so important. Real life divorce is, in my opinion, some of the most transformational events. And I can really only speak for myself as somebody who, went through a divorce, left a marriage, and left in a time when financially it was not good at all. And I was able to take that divorce, take that moment in time, and realize I had an option. I could continue to look to my ex for certain things, to do certain things, to pay certain things, or I could realize, maybe it's time for me to look at this differently. And maybe it's time for me to figure out how am I going to do what I need to do to get the things that I need for my family moving forward. And so for me, it was amazingly transformational. And I have had client after client after client share those types of stories. One time I had a client show up and she and I saw each other and she just walked up to me and said, Elise, I'm a millionaire now. And literally, I could have been blown over with a feather. This person thought she was never going to be financially secure. So don't ever write yourself out of your success story. If you have any questions at all about the financial implications of divorce, how you might be able to navigate those really with a strategic eye for your financial future, reach out to us at Elise Bowie Family Law. We'd be happy to talk with you through that, offer resources, help you find the help you need so that your finances are actually something you look forward to dealing with.